Hi, welcome to Markets of Sunshine. Today I am going to be recycling a bed sheet and I'm going to be making it into a summer throw blanket is what I'm calling it. So I'm making up my own name. It's not going to be a quilt. I will be using quilt blocks that I've made from vintage Hankies. So I'm going to show you what the quilt blocks looked like first, and then, but this is the sheet that I'm going to be using. What I did was I took two twin size sheets and I sewed them together to fit my king size bed. But now, this is organic cotton. I don't want to use them for that anymore. I've got another project in mind. I didn't want to buy any fabric. I wanted to use what I had on hand already, so this is kind of like the year to use up your supplies and your stash and thrift your own home. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm thrifting my closet. So that I guess is what you could really consider this video to be about. So thrifting your own home and reusing things, repurposing things into other things. So this is kind of like an upcycle type of a project as well. And it's going to be fun. I think it's going to turn out really nice. So the first thing I need to do, which I'm going to do this whole process with you step by step on the video so that you can see, and if this gives you any ideas, then I hope that you will be inspired by it and maybe do a project of your own. So I am not going to take the time, this was sewn on the sewing machine, I'm not going to take the time to go and remove all of these, try to undo this with the stitching. So what I'm going to do is I sewed it on two seams. I'm just going to take one of the seams and cut it off, which is, I don't need that anyway. And so I think I'm just going to use that because I'll be making my own finished border with it in the end. So, and these sheets, by the way, are from Mary Jane's Farm. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you've heard me talk about her website. So there it is, Mary Jane, right there on the label. Now, I don't know if she's doing organic cotton sheets anymore. I know she has cotton, but whether she's doing the organic cotton, which is a big disappointment, and she had these sets on clearance years ago, and I purchased which she didn't have. If she would have, it was like one of the yellow, one of the green, so I had to purchase both of these to do what I, did here. And, but that was okay. I mean, I don't care. You're going to sleep anyway, and who else is going to see it? And it's under the comforter. So nobody cares, nobody knows except you. All right. So what I'm going to use this for is when I take a nap, and usually it's in the afternoon, and it's a little, I've got the ceiling fan on, and I'm in Florida, I got the AC on, and I'm in shorts in my house. So I'm laying on my couch. I don't always come back in here to my bedroom. I lay on the couch, my recliner, and turn off all the lights and take a little nap. Some days, not every day. And I get chilly. And all I have are these big sheets. But I don't know about you. I don't like bringing, look at this. I mean, who wants to bring this whole big wad out and get, and then try to be comfy with it. It's hanging off your feet all the way down to the floor. It's too wide. I'm a small person. Now, if you're a big person, you may need this whole sheet. I don't know. But I'm a small person, and so I want something smaller. And again, like I said, I didn't want to buy fabric. I'm trying to, be thrifty and use what I have already. So I like the fact that I could take a twin size sheet, it would be ideal if you had a baby's crib sheet. I mean, that would probably be the perfect size. But I'm 5'6", so I want it to be able to come. If I want it all the way up to my chin, you know, it's really chilly, let's just say in the cooler weather months here in Florida, we never get freezing, but cooler weather. And then you want it over your feet, you know, so you want it over your feet. You might even have your socks on, but you want it over your feet. And but you don't want it a mile over your feet. So now let me see. I'm going to try to get this where I can lay this out so you can see what I'm going to be doing here. So here's the decorative border end. So I want to keep this on here. So we're going to work with this. And we have approximately, I would say, over 3 feet here. This is over a yard, I know. I mean, yeah. So, and here's my quilt block. I think the quilt block is like 12 inches. I believe these are 12 inches. I didn't bring my measuring tape in here. So what I did, this was back in 2017. And I came across this gal that was doing, I think it's called like a stitch a day, something like that. And she just decided to start this project on her own, and then she posted it on her social media, and then other people started getting interested. And then she made a Facebook group, and one thing led to another, and the whole year went by, and next thing you know, she's got this whole group of stitchers. So I think that was in 2016. So then in 2017 is when I found her, and I decided to jump on the bandwagon. And it was, you know, something I could sit on the couch and do. So, and I wanted to practice my embroidery stitching. So I just did, like, this is just, to me, like a sampler of the different stitches that I did on here. And my theme was going by the month. I was trying to do a scripture or a state park that we visited, because that's my goal. I have a passport book for the Florida state parks, and in the cooler months, then I like to go with my husband and my family, and we visit the different parks that are within a 2-hour radius drive time from the house. So we've gone to quite a few, actually. I didn't realize there were so many right in our immediate area. We're in Central Florida. So we've ventured a little south, a lot north, and not a little bit west to a few, and I don't know, maybe, yes, and some to the east, to the coast, because we're only like 40 minutes from the coast, and there's really not a whole lot of state parks, you know. There is a very nice one, though. I mean, if you go to my blog, I invite you to go to my blog. If you like getting outdoors, being in nature, if you like state parks, going on picnics with your family, just spending outdoor time in nature to relax with your family, and you want to come to Florida, even though we have this COVID thing going on, and you can social distance in the parks, you know, and you're outdoors, you're in the better air quality and all that kind of stuff. So follow my blog, which on my website is marketsofsunshine.com. And I take you on a tour with me as I visit the different state parks, and then I report to you what we liked about it, what you could see, the amenities, and, you know, all that kind of thing. I love St. Augustine area, so we went up there. There's still another one up there we need to go see. There's several that do the reenactments for different things, so I want to go to those, but you have to do them at different times of the year, which I think one is coming up in January, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me. Why is this? Every time we want to do a video, you ever notice that in people's videos? For some reason, it's like a child coming in the room, you know, interrupting you. It's just like every time you want to do a video, your throat gets dry. I don't know. Don't ask me why. I'm drinking water all day long, but not, and I mean, I've noticed this on everybody's channel. It's so funny. You know, anyway, I just thought that was humorous. Okay, so this hanky, this right here, let me see here. Let's get it where you can see it really nice now. Okay, so you're seeing it good. Okay, so this motif was already on the hanky. And then I just put it on a piece of muslin because I knew I was going to, have a backing, obviously. I would call this, because there's not going to be a batting, so it's just going to be the top piece attached to the sheet. So what do you want to call it? I don't know. What do you call it? Is it still called a quilt? Sandwiching the two pieces together? I've never looked up anything on this to see what it's officially called. Everything has to be official. But terminology, I was just watching a video about that, about what is a true junk journal. And you know what is so funny to me? Does anybody really care? Do we care? What is a real junk journal? What is the definition? Who cares? And if it bothers somebody that, oh, you buy supplies and make your junk journal, that's not a true junk journal. You're not allowed to do that. That's not a true junk journal. Okay, so I got a chuckle out of that today. I said, that is too funny. And we're talking about grown women talking about this stuff here. Are we really grown? Are we mature? I don't know. I'm doubting that nowadays. Anyway, so in the quilting world and the sewing world, which I am into, I'm a Jill of all trades, okay? And maybe you would say I'm a master of none. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. I love what I do, and I do what I love. So this is one of the things. So this block was my January block, as you can see right here. It says January. I put this butterfly on. So everything else is all my stitching. This was what do you call this thing? Not crochet. Some kind of needlework. Okay. A little motif here. So I did put this on here, and I just attached it, and I put little French knots and all kinds of stitching on here, and then I added this little stitching up here, and then I added this little, grass stuff here, little tree, the date here. So thank goodness I did that, because I didn't remember. I'd have to go back. I started it on my Instagram channel, and the ladies were following along there. They were really enjoying it. And I got up to May. I finished April. And I don't know what happened in 2017. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? 2017, 18, 19, 20. No. I was going to say 2016 was the year my daughter got married. I could tell you right then what happened. My whole life fell apart. She left me. Anyway, she's probably going to watch this video and get a laugh out of that too. Yes, Mommy, I left you. So, anyway, 2017, something happened. I don't remember now what it was. Like I'm saying, something happened. I lost steam. The health kind of got a flare up. I don't really remember what happened. It might have been the year. I'm thinking it might have been the year that I did have to change doctors, and so that could have been what was happening. So anyway, but I really had a ball with this. Look at all these beautiful little stitches I did on here. A lot of satin stitching. This little flower thing here, I love this. I'll have to look back and I don't remember what they're called, but I just looked up different stitches. This is kind of like a loop-de-loop thing here, and I don't know. It was a lot of fun. I just enjoyed that so much. And then February, and I just had different hankies. I took the vintage hankies, so these are all on vintage hankies. And now this one, we went to February. What is this here? I don't know if that's an SS or, yeah, so here's February. Okay, so here's February here. I did February, the date, 11th. Okay, so February 11th. So whatever state park we went to, what do I have? Oh, Blue Springs. Okay, so we went to Blue Springs. Try to read your own stitching. It's hard enough to read your own handwriting, which I have very good penmanship, I must say, but stitching, embroidery stitching is a different thing. I don't know what happened here with this SS. 55? Was I 55? Maybe I was 55. 2017. 55, 56. Oh, yes. That was the dreaded, but not in February. I don't know what happened with that. Why do I have that? I don't know. 55. So I was 55. How old am I now? No, I wasn't. I was 56. Okay, so whatever. Who knows? Who cares? So I have, Blue Springs, we went February 25th of 2017. Okay, got that much on there. Okay, I was doing the Fruited as a Spirit. So I started off with love. here's Joy, and then more stitching. You can see what I did here. And then March, and the hankies got smaller. Trying to get these bigger, original, true vintage hankies is not easy anymore. I don't know what happened to them. They got all bought up by somebody when the hanky craze. You remember that? If you've been, I'm an Etsy seller, so if you know anything about the hanky craze and all these crazes that things went through, the lady that I was watching was talking about, what is a junk journal? She was saying, do you remember when we took the brown paper bags and we made those into journals and things? And that was a craze, and yes, I made a ton of those and sold those in my Etsy shop. I still have some, I have to show you, and I covered them with vintage hankies, by the way, and they turned out just beautiful, gorgeous. So we'll do that one day. So to me, I'm not locked into junk journal. I'm locked into journals. I like journals and altered books. So whatever I feel is a journal, whatever I feel is an altered book, to me is what I call it, and that's what I make and what I do. So anyway, that was the craze of years back. We're probably going back 10 years. When you took the brown paper bags and you made journals. They were so cute. Brag books. That's what I sold them as, brag books. Very, very cute. Little pockets. Pockets on the top, pockets on the side. Just adorable. And I reinforced them in a number of different ways. But isn't this one gorgeous? I took all of these on here and just did the little French knots all the way around. This is peace, so love, joy, peace. And then this is March. And then April, I don't have a state park on here, so I must not have gone to a state park that month. And then April is patience. And then Hontoon Island in DeLand is where we went, 2017. So the first park, let me see if I have did I put a park on here? Well, I'll have to look back on my passport. Maybe I didn't go to one in January. Okay, so February was Blue Springs. Seems like we went to more than one. March, I don't have a park. And then April is Hontoon Island. And I remember, okay, Hontoon Island was a very nice trip. I remember my husband and I went to that. And we actually, is the coolest little thing. So if you come to Florida, put down Hontoon Island State Park as the place you have to go to. It's very unique. So you park in the parking lot. You drive down this, long road to get there. And then when you get to the parking lot, there's a river. And the park is on the other side. So how do you think you're going to get over there to the park when the river's in between? They use a pontoon boat. Isn't that the coolest thing? So this little park ranger, official, everything's official. They don't just send some, Yahoo that they hired. So they send a state park guy, and he puts you over there. I don't remember if we had to pay. Seems like there's like a little donation thing, $6, I believe it is. And, per car. It's not per person. Such an affordable thing. And then you go over, and then you have the whole island. It's a little island. That's why it's Hontoon Island. Get it? And there's a nice lookout tower. So you get to walk up the lookout tower. I think it's like either 50 steps or 150 steps. No, it has to be more than 50 steps. Maybe it's 150 steps. Whatever. And so you get to look out, over the landscape there. Very nice. Never see any wildlife, but that's okay. And depending on what time of year you go, spring would be nice when there's a lot of, wildflowers and things like that blooming. Otherwise, it's just kind of like barren, You've seen one tree, you've seen another tree, you know what I'm saying? Birds, now there are some birds, but again, you have to go be a bird watcher, know when the birds are, migrating through, which ones are coming through, and all that kind of thing. But they have a lovely little playground and picnic area. They have a just absolutely very well done museum and interactive thing going on with recording, and you sit down in air conditioning so you can have your lunch in there when it's boiling hot, which is what we did. And they have a nice cute little gift shop, and then they have the little separate little section there. Oh, you can, I think yes, you can stay in a cabin, which was what we wanted to do one day. We haven't done that yet, but that's coming up. Okay, so now you see what my whole little plan is here. So now what I'm thinking is, okay, so here's the length of the bed, 6 feet, and the sheet, I know the sheet is more than, what is 72 inches? Yeah, I think that's 6 feet, right? So I wasn't quite sure, did I want to border these first hankies just maybe 2 across or 3 across? So that's what I'm looking here now. So let's see what looks good and the width I want, because remember, the whole idea is to not have this big huge sheet, and then I will have it right here up against the border. Of course they'll be turned around the other way, but I just want to keep it this way so that you can see it. So this will all be really nice. You know, I'll finish this off nice. So this will have to be all handwork here. I'm not going to try to do this on the machine and fight with that sheet and all that kind of thing. So I'll be turning all of this under and finishing this off underneath here. So I'm thinking I might turn the muslin under, tack it down really well, and then I'll tack the hanky in addition after that. All right, let me see, do I need to move it back a little bit? There you go. Okay, so then this here, try to keep my arm out of the way now. Okay, so something like that, and then all of this I'll tack it down, and then we'll sew this, you know, so all the hand sewing. But I just wanted to show you this part and give you the idea, ouch, and make one of these too. Just, you know, get your embroidery out, a hanky out, an old sheet. Excuse my reach. Okay. Just want to attach these. Try not to get my comforter. Okay, so that's the 4 corners. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, I'm just going to keep moving the tripod over. This is something my husband made for me. Okay, we're going to attach this. I'm thinking that it probably took me the whole month, is what I'm remembering, to embroider this. Especially January's. January's a lot of work. Okay. Alright, so I'm looking at this now. So here it just, you know, kind of like, think about it, center your body. 2 would be too small, so 3 I think is the perfect width. Bring this down. So for 3 years I have had these quilt blocks waiting for me to do something with them. today was the day for me to do that. Of course, I will iron it. Have no fear. Okay, now we're going to put the April. And another thought I had, I'll just go ahead and tack these here in place. But another thought I had was, I'll put the binding, not the binding, what do you call that? Sashing? You know, where you put something in between here. I forget what that's called. It has been a while since I made a quilt. And especially hand-made the quilt. And I want to show you my other handmade quilts. While I have your captivated attention. And what? Oh, here's one little teeny tiny pen. I have more pens, but I never have enough when I'm doing a project. Do you find that happens to you too? Okay, so there you go. So we have January, February, March, and April. So now you know what that means. Now the pressure is on that I need to do May and June. Excuse my finger. Alright, but I think that is going to look really pretty. And it's just a labor of love. It's going to be so nice. I'll finish up the fruitage of the Spirit there from Galatians. And now that the cool weather's upon us again, we'll be going to state parks, and I'll be able to embroider which state parks we've been to, which we've been to a lot of state parks since 2017. So I may just take and do May and just put all the state parks between where I left off with Hontoon Island, because I write it down the date in my, because I get it's like a little passport when you leave the country, and they stamp it, so that's the same thing, the same little premise. And since I never plan to get on a plane and fly out of the country ever again, so this is the next best thing, to have my own little passport and go to the state parks here in Florida and you know, do what I can do. So it's you know, it's enjoyable. I mean, I really do. It's very, very enjoyable. So I hope you enjoyed this, and let's see if I can zoom in so that you can see those a little bit better. Move that out of the way, just so that you can see all my stitching a little bit better. It was really, I really enjoyed doing all those. The stitches were just so much fun. I'm going to move you here. Okay. Now you can see the march and all the little French knots, all my satin stitches, and these cute little doodads here. I mean, these are just so cute. They turned out really, really cute. This one's up here, these down here. One down here I was pointing to. There you go. Now you can see what I was pointing to. And over here. Okay. So there's the love, and then joy, and then peace. What am I saying? Yeah, peace. And then patience is going to be there. So then, whatever the next one is on the list, I can't remember. Is it kindness? Something like that. So, thank you so much for being here with me today. And my next video, I will show you, I used vintage hankies and I made some scarves. Those are very easy to make and quick and easy. And I've used a vintage hanky and made a little eyeglass holder. Again, you can figure that out. Very easy to do. And I lined that with cotton batting, so I keep my glasses case in that by my bed. And I've made all kinds of little things out of the vintage hanky. So if you enjoyed this video, if you like learning how to repurpose things and thrift your home with me for 2020, for the rest of 2020 that is, then I invite you to subscribe to my channel, excuse my finger, and just be human and hang out with me. So have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.